Have you ever popped off at the beginning of a Fortnite tournament just to end up throwing away your games time after time again and then ending off with a mediocre middle of the pack score? The answer is probably yes. Most people have done that at some point in their lives because they don't know how to finish out tournaments and stay consistent. Now today in this video, I want to take a crack at it. I want to talk to you guys about some of the common mistakes that you might be making in a tournament that if you clean it up, you're going to have much better results. But before the video begins, guys, I have one tiny favor to ask of you guys, and that is to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So many of you guys, and I mean a lot of you guys, over 95% of people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed to the channel, so go ahead and do that right now. It makes me so happy, and we just crossed 1,000 subscribers, so continue showing that support and I'll continue making this kind of content. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now the first and most important thing about any Fortnite tournament is the format. Without having an absolutely masterful understanding of the format, how do you expect to be able to play at your prime? Now the format of the event includes but isn't limited to how many players are competing in the event, how many players advance to the next round if you're playing in a multi-stage event, how many points you get for each elimination, and the placement thresholds. Now that's all fine and dandy, but let me actually give you guys a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Now earlier this month on May 4th, Epic Games released a Contenders Cash Cup in the duo format where each elimination was worth 4 points. The result was that aggressive players got rewarded much more than players that played for every single endgame. And when a lot of players complained about that, Epic Games actually changed the duo format to have each elimination be worth only 2 points, which is a lot more fair and respectable. And as you guys can tell by these screenshots courtesy of Fortnite Tracker, this absolutely changed the entire meta. Players were much more heavily rewarded for staying back and playing more placement heavy, and those players who didn't W key were able to come out and play their absolute best. So while this example is a little bit more on the extreme side, it still conveys my point perfectly. If you know the format, you can play to those strengths. In the first tournament, you would have wanted to W key to even have a chance at succeeding in the tournament. While in that second tournament, playing back, waiting for endgame, that is going to be the move if you wanted to have the best chance of winning. So the next time you guys open up your game and say, okay, it's time to play a tournament, well, I want you guys to open up the events page, look at the placement thresholds, look at the elimination points, and decide whether you want to play more aggressive or more passive. Because if you go into it with a game plan, you're almost always going to have a better result. And now moving on to the second tip, and this one is a pretty big one, guys, so I want you to listen up. This one is learn to effectively practice. And no, I'm not going to give you that basic motivational practice makes perfect advice. I want to get analytical, and I want to talk about what kind of practices you guys need to do if you want to be a well-rounded player in game. Now for me personally, I used to be the guy that if I wanted to practice my mechanics, I would open up Fortnite and I would instantly go to the box fighting arena. I missed out on so much crucial practice for so long, and I'm only realizing that now, and I want to pass that advice off to you guys. So that you guys don't fall in the same pitfall as me, I want you guys to have a well-rounded practice routine. This includes aim practice, mechanics, building, editing, everything. I want you guys to think about box fighting, playground, scrims, and aim practice all as one cohesive bundle. Something that's actually happened pretty recently as well, map creators for creative Fortnite servers have been evolving the game. They recently created this thing called creative realistic 1v1s where you can hop into a server with someone else and you'll get a randomized loadout every single round at a different part of the map, so it feels like a realistic 1v1 scenario. This is a perfect blend of aim practice, mechanics, building, editing, in-game, stress, nerves, everything put into one bundle. I want to get you guys on this as soon as possible. The 1v1 realistic map that I would recommend to you guys is Finest's mid-game 1v1s. This map is clean, it has some zone war maps, some storm fighting maps, some regular mid-game fights, and I implore you guys to check it out. And to show you guys what it's all about, I'm going to show you his channel trailer for the map.
Wait, where the fuck are you?
Bullied. Shitter.
This kid has a fucking epic pump, and he still sucks at this game.
I've got no montage.
What? You pop fishies!
Fuck you doing, bitch.
Oh my god.
Fucking shit, kid.
Wait, I'm in zone.
Yeah, we're in zone. This is gunfire map. Let's go.
I fucking can't.
Oh my god. I'm so much better than you.
You're fucking shit.
Quit.
code down below in the description. Now that you guys are absolutely maximizing your practice time, I want to talk about one other thing that you guys need to be aware of in tournaments, and that is multitasking. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Multitasking. It's one of the most important things you guys have to do in any tournament scenario. By multitasking, I mean you guys have to have a fixed understanding of your material count, your positional awareness, hypervigilance of surrounding players, any threats, anything like that, and remembering any assets that you have at your disposal. Because if you're not good at juggling multiple things in your mind, how do you expect to play any Fortnite endgame, a staple of gaining points in tournaments? My friend BalaTW actually does a very good job of explaining multitasking, so I'm going to link it down in the description below if you want to see that. It's about an 11-minute video, and I definitely think it's worth the time. Finish this video and go check that out. But to give you an example of what I mean by multitasking, I'm actually going to roll back some footage from earlier on in this video. Shit! I put it in the background footage just because I thought it was a really cool play, but really this is a play that was based solely off of my ability to multitask. As I said earlier, understanding the assets in your inventory. As I was falling to the ground and soon to my death, I realized, hey, I have a grappler, let me use that to my advantage, pick myself back up, and have an insane clutch. Pro players absolutely pump out insane plays that are completely based on their situational awareness. When I do something cool, I clip it and I show it to you guys, but pro players, they do this all the time because they have good multitasking skills. So in conclusion, I want you guys to focus on 3 things the next time you guys hop into a tournament. 1, I want you guys to understand the format inside and out. Knowing how the tournament works means that you know what to maximize for. 2nd, and very importantly, I want you guys to maximize your practice. This is what you're going to do before you enter a tournament. You're going to put in the right kind of practice that maximizes your time to benefit ratio. And finally, I want you guys to make sure that you're always staying hyper aware of everything that happens in the end game. Whether you're low on mats or you have an RPG in your inventory, whatever the case is, I want you guys to make sure that you're always aware of everything that's happening at the same time. Work on that, because some people, they're just naturally better than others, some are naturally worse than others. So as long as you guys put in the practice in scrims and then try to specifically hone in on the specific multitasking feature, then you guys are going to get better and we'll see the results in due time. And I think that's about it for me, guys. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please, I cannot stress this enough, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and then go down to the comments and let me know what you guys want to see in the next one. I make these videos to help you guys, the viewers, my audience. I want to help you guys in the best way possible, so let me know what you want to see and I'll be sure to address those down in the comments below. With that said, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.